看到我的生活，如果没有你，是多么的美好。It was beautiful。
你怎么会？我在广告牌上看到你，我还在想你会不会记得我？
我知道我们讲一个协 Another year. Tending we know what we're doing, but really, we're just going around in circles.
想清楚，如果你不是认真的，请不要给我这种希望。尽管你一家让我心碎，我想告诉你，如果有来生，我还是会选择和你一起报税、开洗衣店。我总是看到事情好的一面。The only thing I do know， 不是因为我天真，不是必要，也需要。Is that we have to be kind， 只是我们选择的处理方式不一样。Please be kind。尽管你一家让我心碎，我想告诉你，如果有来生，我还是会选择和你一起报税、开洗衣店。你觉得我很软弱是吗？多年前，我们刚开始谈恋爱的时候，自己的路，爸总是觉得我的心太软。也许当时他是对的，也许你是对的。
当年我应该听我妈说的话，不要跟你走。
如果我们没有结婚的话，也许我们会更幸福。
我看到我的生活，如果没有你，是多么的美好。It was beautiful。
你怎么会？我在广告牌上看到你，我还在想你会不会记得我？
我知道我们讲一个协 Another year. Tending we know what we're doing, but really, we're just going around in circles.
想清楚，如果你不是认真的，请不要给我这种希望。尽管你一家让我心碎，我想告诉你，如果有来生，我还是会选择和你一起报税、开洗衣店。我总是看到事情好的一面。The only thing I do know， 不是因为我天真，不是必要，也需要。Is that we have to be kind， 只是我们选择的处理方式不一样。Please be kind。尽管你一家让我心碎，我想告诉你，如果有来生，我还是会选择和你一起报税、开洗衣店。你觉得我很软弱是吗？多年前，我们刚开始谈恋爱的时候，自己的路， 爸总是觉得我的心太软。也许当时他是对的，也许你是对的。
当年我应该听我妈说的话，我要跟你走。
如果我们没有结婚的话，也许我们会更幸福。
我看到我的生活，如果没有你是多么的美好。It was beautiful。
你怎么会？我在广告牌上看到你，我还在想你会不会记得我。
我知道我们讲一个节 Another year. Pretending we know what we're doing, but really, we're just going around in circles.
想清楚，如果你不是认真的，请不要给我这种希望。尽管离家让我心碎，我想告诉你，如果有来生，我还是会选择和你一起报税、开洗衣店。我总是看到事情好的一面。The only thing I do know， 不是因为我天真，而是必要，而需要。Is that we have to be kind， 只是我们选择的处理方式不一样。Please be kind。你觉得我很软弱是吗？多年前，我们刚开始谈恋爱的时候，自己的路，爸总是觉得我的心太软。也许当时他是对的，也许你是对的。
当年我应该听我妈说的话，我要跟你走。
如果我们没有结婚的话，也许我们会更幸福。
我看到我的生活，如果没有你是多么的美好。It was beautiful。
你怎么会？我在广告牌上看到你，我还在想你会不会记得我。
我知道我们讲一个节 Another year. Pretending we know what we're doing, but really, we're just going around in circles.
想清楚，如果你不是认真的，请不要给我这种希望。尽管离家让我心碎，我想告诉你，如果有来生。
Hello, Daanyaal Matthews again here. It is News in the Dark, and I'll be with you. Well, I don't actually know how long I'll be with you tonight. It's a good evening. It's a Friday night. It's Friday, yay! Good to be with you all on this beautiful Friday evening. Or Muslim, I guess. And a happy Friday to everybody watching. I mean, it's going to be a good time to be alive. It's a good time to be in the mother city, Cape Town, 021, Kaapstad. So, it's going to be an interesting thing. We're going to be having a lot of discussions on the program today. I played in the beginning there, Everything All at Once, Everything Everywhere All at Once, which is by far one of my top 5 films of all time. The reason it's my top 5 films of all time, by the way, well, particularly because it is just encompassing everything that I love about film. Everything I love about film. Everything. Now, I've gotten a little bit of feedback over the past couple of days in regards to like what I'm doing, right? And a lot of people are like confused to see me this way, in terms of this energetic mannerisms that I have and all those other things. I don't understand why. Whoever isn't familiar, like I said before, I am someone that was once upon a time not once upon a time, it's like years ago. I have a history with broadcasting, particularly as it relates to radio, right? And I have and when I was doing radio, I always would act like this behind the mic. It's just that nobody really saw me. Nobody could really put a face to the voice and the mannerisms that was going on. I was always like this, ask anybody. And the reason I stream is because streaming to me is just fun. I get to do what I want. I get to talk how I want. I get to discuss topics that interest me. At times, I don't even have a topic to discuss. Like on this program today, I haven't even checked in terms of like what's going on in the news. The biggest thing that's going on in the news in terms of geopolitics is, of course, the upcoming NATO summit in Ankara on the 7th and the 8th of July. And then as well, we also have the fact that there was the what is it now? There was the what is it? It was the what is it? Oh yes, the funeral, the janaza of Ayatollah Ali Khamenei that happened in Iran. That was one of the biggest things that came out of today. I think there were like thousands of delegates according to the Iranian media, like not thousands but hundreds or like mass amount of people that came through for that, and which makes sense. While Iran of course has issues with the United States, it doesn't necessarily have issues with per se many of its allies, that of course being Hamas was there. I think Nozi from South Africa was there. That's one thing I saw on social media. I'm not too sure, so don't quote me on that, but yeah, that's one of the biggest things happening on that side of the world. In other news as well, of course, we have the World Cup that is going on still. Portugal unfortunately won, and they are progressing through. Now, some people are like, Daanyaal, actually, some people, on TikTok in particular, I got some people that were like Ronaldo fans. They were like really, like not taken aback, but I saw like two responses, and they were like Ronaldo fans. One with a sui emoji, and the other with the was like a meme of like, it's like I had a trash opinion. Listen, I'm gonna be quite frank with you. Whenever I speak or communicate with a Ronaldo fan or a Ronaldo fanboy, I do not care. I do not care. Your opinion is absolutely irrelevant. I'm sorry. I don't care. If you are a Ronaldo fan and you still believe in the big 2026 that their brother is one of the greatest players, is the greatest player, not one of, is the GOAT, then you're smoking something, and again, stop smoking that. It's not good for your health. Delusion is not good for your health. It ain't. Consult your psychiatrist, consult your shrink, and get that medication as soon as possible so that you can become a sane human being. Because loving Ronaldo in big 2026, knowing all he's done, like in terms of where he's playing right now, is crazy work to me. Crazy work. So anyway, I'm on all platforms. I'm on Twitch, I'm on YouTube, and I'm on Facebook right now. So you can check me out if you're not, well, I mean, if you're watching this and you're already checking me out, so it's kind of irrelevant. There's also one of the other things that come with broadcasting. One of the rules of broadcasting that I learned was that you don't really say welcome back, or you don't really keep any of that insight. And the reason for that is you expect that the viewer will always be there. Now, when we go through this, when we have these streams, you can of course chat. I have a chat box right here that you can of course give your opinion on, and we're gonna have a lot of different discussions on the program today. We're gonna be streaming every single day, by the way, and the reason we stream every single day is because, well, why not? Why not? I mean, what do I lose? I already paid for the fiber, so I might as well get my money's worth from this thing, right? I might as well get my money's worth from this thing if I'm gonna do it. So yeah, anyway, let's get into the browser. I want to get into it realistically. So I've thought about what we're gonna do today, what we're gonna do on the program. I keep calling it the program like I'm still on radio. It's not radio. What we're gonna do on the stream. I have to start getting used to stream words, like stream, like chat, you know. Chat, what's going on? Chat, hit me up and all that stuff. Yeah. Oh, it's been a long day. Sorry, I'm a little bit out of it today. I'm a little bit out of it. Not 100% really, but the grind doesn't stop. Even though we aren't the tippity-toppity, hibbity-hobbity, we are still gonna continue with what we do. In actual fact, I actually have to put this on my. I forgot. I have to actually put this on my status to get myself out there. So, oh my word. So just to give you guys some insight on what we're going to talk about tonight, I'm going to go back. I'm going to go through a lot. Like, I feel like I have to establish who I am when we stream and like what I'm interested in. And the thing is, I'm interested in a lot of things. Like, I'm interested in a lot of different topics, and it's kind of weird. You see, I have this nature within me where I get really obsessed with something, and then I lose interest of it. Like, I will get really obsessed with the topic for like 3 to 5, like I think the longest is 6 months. Football is actually the longest thing that I've gotten interested in, and it's actually quite interesting. I was not really interested in sports when I was younger. Like, my father will tell you, I was actually not even a United supporter for a longer period of time. I was always a United supporter at heart, but for a long period of time I used to rage bait my father as a Chelsea supporter. Don't ask me why. It's because my family's kind of divided. On one part of my family you have like Chelsea supporters and those kind of folk. On the other side you have my father and he's United, and one of my aunties are Arsenal supporters. He's an Arsenal supporter, which is really unfortunate. I pray for her. Arsenal supporters are the worst people. Worst. Actually, no, that's not the worst. Liverpool supporters are actually the worst. Yeah, Liverpool supporters. I actually can't stand them. I can't stand them, brothers. I can't. Like I told you guys before, I do not watch Liverpool, and the reason I don't watch Liverpool is because if you watch Liverpool, or rather if I watch Liverpool, then what happens is I get into a situation where I literally believe, no joke, and again, astaghfirullah for the superstition, but I literally start to believe that the team will start winning if I start watching. Like, if I start watching them, then eventually I believe that they're going to score, which really pisses me off, because what will happen then is there are certain individuals in my life that will contact me and will then start making khat of me, and making khat means, okay, because we're streaming on Twitch, we're also kind of streaming to a larger audience overseas. Even though we only have like, I think, one viewer right now. I don't know who that one viewer is. Khat means ass, so make an ass out of you. You know what I mean? My Afrikaans isn't that amazing, by the way. My Afrikaans is 68%, which is above average. Now, was it a miracle that I got that mark? Absolutely. Did I have a lot of family support? Absolutely. Is somebody in my family an English teacher that kind of directed into my head to pass it? Yes, indeed. So, yeah, that's kind of that. Also, just to give some insight in terms of what I am, or like who I am, because I think I feel like this month of streaming is going to just be establishing a base of like me and what I do and how I am, because this is like kind of the first time that I've had to go into a circumstance where we can actually go back to the single shot. Just hold on. This is actually the first time that I've had to actually like promote myself, if that makes sense. A lot of my life I've been kind of like incognito, and I've kind of like gotten really hurtful of it, like genuinely. So yeah, I think in actual fact we're gonna play chess. I can do whatever I want on this stream. I can do whatever I want, which is the fun part about it. I can do whatever I want, and it works. Now, it doesn't work. Like, I mean, it depends on who's viewing and who's not. I'm getting into my head a little bit too much. We need to listen to some North Posse, actually. Let's actually just, you know what, right? I'm just gonna play chess, relax, have a fun stream, and just chill. After that, we'll watch some WWE to get caught up with whatever is happening in the wrestling world, because wrestling is in actual fact one of my interests. I've always been a wrestling fan. Like anybody else, I watched WWE growing up. But unlike a lot of people, I got heavily invested into the square circle. Yeah, that's what they call it. The wrestling is called, like in internally wrestling, there's a term called the squared circle. That's what they refer to as the ring, right? And wrestling is really interesting to me. Actually, I'm not going to go into tangent about wrestling because I just love it. Wrestling is like theater. Wrestling is actually theater. It's drama. It's dramaturgy at play. It is dramaturgy at play. It is like it is an art form. And a lot of people say, yes, wrestling is fake. Wrestling isn't real. I don't know what real means. I don't know what real means. If you mean real as in the outcome of the match is predetermined, so it's not real, I mean, yeah, that's one way to look at it. But it's the same as though you're watching a movie. You're not really invested necessarily in the outcome. You are invested more so in the journey towards the outcome. Now, in wrestling, there are multiple terms for there are multiple in-house terms, and wrestling actually rests its history on carnivals. Yeah, That's actually an interesting factor. Like an interesting factor. Like wrestling began as a form of catch wrestling, and catch wrestling is like in wrestling you'll see like transitions, right? Like you in the beginning of a match you'll see them lock up, and then then the one guy will like wrap himself around the other, hold him like grapple. That's like catch wrestling. It's catch as catch can. It's like a term, I think it is. I'm not too sure. I think it is. And that's the beauty of wrestling. Like, it's an art form. Yes, the outcome is predetermined, but what they're doing in terms of putting their bodies on the line is not a joke. That is not something that is like, that is not an aspect of the portrayal that can be faked. You cannot fake a swanton bomb off a ladder onto another brother on a ladder. You can't fake that. You don't get injured. The injuries aren't fake. Yes, sometimes they fake an injury. Yeah, they do that. That's like a common trope in wrestling. Oh, I'm injured. And the guy's not injured. Seth Rollins does that all the time. Seth Rollins has done that multiple times in his history, right? And multiple, like that's a heel tactic. That's not a heel tactic. Sometimes it's done by the babyface as well. So just to get into some terminologies, in wrestling, a babyface is the good guy, the protagonist, the hero. The heel is the bad guy. So in wrestling, if you say that somebody's turning heel, that means that somebody's going bad. Now, to be quite frank with you, I prefer the heels more than the baby faces. The primary reason for that is usually a babyface has to speak in a certain type of way. Now, because of the 90s and how edgy the 90s were trying to be and trying to push boundaries in terms of portrayal in art forms and the popularization of the anti-hero trope, you got into a circumstance where you would have individuals, most prominently Stone Cold Steve Austin, that would kind of promote this badass portrayal of a wrestler, and that kind of became a thing. But because of how Stone Cold was a phenom. Stone Cold was a phenom. You can't compare yourself to Stone Cold. You can't, because Stone Cold came in an era where where an archetype that he was trying to portray wasn't there yet. Now, Stone Cold, I think, if I'm not mistaken, was supposed to be a heel, but his badassery kind of attracted viewers to latch onto him, and he became a phenom that could basically, he basically was always supported. Whether Stone Cold was a bad guy, a heel, whether Stone Cold was attempting to be a babyface, at every single point Stone Cold was loved. Now, yes, there were certain times where he aligned with the authority. Now, do you know the authority is a oh my god, it's a PG term, the PG era of wrestling. During that era, I think that wasn't the ruthless aggression era. That was, what era was that? I forgot what era that was now. I forgot what era that was. Wait. Let me just Google it quickly. So, Stone Cold Steve Austin. The Attitude Era. Yeah, that's the one. The Attitude Era. So during the Attitude Era, Stone Cold was like the big top dog. He was the top dog of the industry. There was nobody better than Stone Cold. Nobody. There was nobody better than Stone Cold. There was nobody as popular as Stone Cold. Stone Cold was the guy, and he was the primary player in WWE. He was the premier guy to challenge WCW. In South Africa, WCW wasn't really popular, but WWE was. But WCW was the competitor by Turner, I think it was. Was it TV? I don't know what it was. I think it's Turner. I think it's Turner. Eventually, WWE would defeat WCW and actually acquire them, which would eventually lead to them having to do a brand split, because they had so much talent that they had to get a way for these two, for all these talents to be portrayed on screen. So the solution that they found was to create two brands. That's why you had SmackDown. That's why The Rock was the main attraction for SmackDown. The Rock was also there during the Ruthless Aggression era, but during that era, he was in the beginning. He was Rocky Maivia, I think it was, built upon his father's legacy, with We Are the Nation. I think that's what they were. We Are the Nation. From there, he would go and do his own thing, because he would develop his own style and his own persona, and he would also play upon the anti-hero trope, because he would do things that were usually done by the anti-hero, but not the anti-hero, by the villain. Like, he would cut promos that would insult the opposition to a degree where it wasn't even like a fair fight. And 9 times out of 10, that was usually done by the heel. The heel would degrade the opposition, not really the babyface. The babyface would always try to appeal to the crowd to join him. You see, that's the theater of it all. Like a theater play, you have a villain, you have a hero, right? Like a Shakespearean play, you have Othello and you have Iago, right? Now, in wrestling, it's a little bit different, because, of course, you have now the added feature of cameras, and you have that kind of aspect to it. So it's not as simple as drama, nor is it really as clear cut as a TV series. That's the interesting thing about wrestling, right? You see, I'm a person of many faces. I have interest in many different things. Some people think that because they see me in one fashion, or because I how to explain it, because I portray myself in one kind of way, people have an assumption that I'm one type of person, but I could be no further from the truth. Anyway, I've decided that tonight we're gonna play a little bit of chess. We're gonna relax. We're gonna watch some YouTube. We're gonna go on X. We're gonna see what's going on in the world of news, and we're gonna try to analyze things. Because again, I can do what I want on this thing, and it's called News in the Dark, but it's me. Anyway, let's get to the browser. Okay. This is, by the way, this is what I was watching before. She's still 3005. I love this, by the way. Anyway, but let's get into chess. Not chess.com. Chess. I have to sign in. Hold on, wait. I actually have to do this another way. I can't actually show my sign in, right? Like, this nice sign in and then somebody hacks me or something. Okay, we're gonna play chess. We're gonna see if we still got it. By the way, when I used to play chess as a kid, I used to be heavily invested into chess. Like, my mother would actually, my poor mother, she would invest heavily into chess, and she would take me all across the pond to go for chess training. And yeah, that was an interesting time of my life. Chess and debating growing up probably shaped me more than most things. Chess, debating, and university. University was the period of time where, yeah, that was a wild time. That was a wild ass time, bro. That was a wild ass time. Anyway, poetry symmetry. Bro, I haven't been on this account in a while. Also, if 155 means that this is actually a server in Europe. So I'm connected to EOS basically. Young Perk, Kurosaki. 9 years ago. Yo, 9 years ago, bro. Like, let's actually check my account. What's my ELO? The background here is so horrible, by the way. Wait. Display. Like, what's my ELO actually? What is my ELO? Blitz. Like, this thing says nothing, bro. All time. Bullet. Blitz Classical 1353 1341. I used to play bow, bro. I was playing this like at the age of 15. Actually interesting. My elo on Rapid is 1348. My elo on Classical is 1341. That's too high. I'm not that good. I'm not that good. Anyway, let's see. I'm not gonna play Blitz. I don't like Blitz. I don't like Rapid. I like Classical. Let's go with Classical. Guys, I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't have the energy today. I don't know what happened. I'm just not having the energy this evening. But we still have to stream because we want to grow and we want to make something out of this. My word, I am so out of it. Like, the energy yesterday was way higher. The energy yesterday was like way higher. I don't know what it is, bro. I don't know what it is. I'll get the energy though. Don't worry, don't fear. Daanyaal Matthews always has that energy. I will get that energy. Anyway, let's play some chess. Let's see what we can do. Maybe we'll rage, maybe we won't. Who knows? He plays a e4. We play a e5. Is this the correct move? I don't fucking know. I don't fucking know. He plays e there. Now we go defense. Yo, just nah. We're gonna win this. This not really win, but wait, we'll do this. He'll move this either back. Oh, he doesn't. Wow, it's an interesting choice from him. Makes it way easier for us. So now we just castle. We are gonna do. The rules in chess generally is you don't move your queen too early. You try to develop your knights and your bishops relatively fast. You try to get your pawn structure ready for the middle game. And you try to get the center over here. The reason you try to get the center over here is if you get the center, then you essentially have control of anyway. If this knight is here, basically, you can go here, you can go here, you can go here, you can go here. So basically, the center of the board allows you access to most of the map. And that's how you kind of have to view it. So what we're going to do is we're going to try to develop our pieces. We're not going to castle too early. If we castle too early, we could run the risk of something else happening. We're actually going to castle here now. It's giving us a perfect opportunity. He may castle first though, which provides a little bit of more security. We are hoping to actually castle on this side. The reason why we want the castle on this side and not this side is because of the fact that he has most of his board pieces set up already here. He's already lost his white bishop, so the white squares are now almost safe zones. So this side here, I assume, from the theory that I had to do when I was younger, is the better option for me. Is a better option. So he's developing his knight on c3. We have to now make a very important decision. We have to force this bishop away. But if we make this move here, we kind of bog ourselves in this scenario here. I don't want to castle here. I really want to move my queen. But to move my queen, okay, we're gonna force a situation where we move our queen. We're gonna do this to set up d5. If we get to d5, we can then progress. Okay. That guy, he has the exact same thought as us, but we are going to try to do it more efficiently. You see, he moved his pawn, he moved his queen here. In my head, and how I view chess, by the way, I try to think of how you should move 3 steps ahead. In chess is a really fun game. And the reason why I stopped playing chess is actually because it makes me feel really stupid if you lose. It really is swag to lose at chess. Exceptionally swag. Because once you lose at chess, there's nobody to blame. Unlike football, where we have like 10 other players that you can blame. When you're playing chess, it's you and them. It's a similar situation to tennis. It's you versus them. Unlike F1, where you can blame your car, blame the tires, blame the engineering team, blame whoever the hell you want to blame. I can't blame anyone for this. I can only blame myself if I lose this. So let's get into it. Also, 1-3-2-7, too high in elo. Or is it? Let's go. D5. He should take. If he doesn't take, I don't know. This pawn is now undefended. He could theoretically take here, but we won't do that because we have this pawn defended here, so he won't take it. Here's the important choice. Okay, so he decides to take it, which is what we want, because what we want to do in actual fact is what we are trying to do is to get this queen here. Like, we want this queen actually here, but we don't want the queen here, but we don't want to waste the move as well. We don't want to develop a piece like he developed a piece where he just moved it for the sake of moving it. We want the pieces to move in a certain manner. I don't know if this is proper chess theory, by the way. This is just me going off of what I think is correct. Let's go. Yeah, you see exactly. So now we do this. So now it's a little bit risky now because we kind of expose this pawn. we've kind of exposed this. Yeah, you see, now we can't really castle, because if we castle on this side now, we expose ourselves on this flank, and then basically this becomes check, that becomes a take here. So what we like, if I go here, like say I move here and the rook goes here, right? That's what castling is. He can check me here. Oh, he wants to swap. He wants to play it like that. I feel like we can take this up. I don't know. Do we take him up on his offer to, you know, if I was thinking of checking here. If I check here, he will just put this here. He will just move his knight here. Once he does that, he basically is prime for this setup here. Don't he? Actually, he's not prime. If he moves the knight here, I got an idea. Check. He's gonna move the knight, because if he moves the king, then he can't castle, and if he can't castle, it's gonna hurt him a lot. He has to move the knight, and in this situation, I'll eat this pawn here, defending this piece here. You'll move the rook here, more than likely, and then from that position, I will, because if he moves the rook here, it will be defended by the knight that he's gonna move. Oh, he actually decided to move the king. But by doing that, he's exposed himself to he's exposed his rook. Now he has to move. Oh, Brother Bear is not making the correct decisions. He's not making the correct decisions now. We can't castle here because of this thing here. So I wonder if I should change the way I am on Twitch. Okay, wait. You have to think now. We can move this here. You'll eat it. We'll go. No, we can't go. You'll take it. We'll take, and then you'll have to be forced to move this. And we'll move this here. What does that open for us? Not much, really. Like, not much is really open from this position. If I move this here, where does he move the queen? He can't move there. He moves here. Maybe he moves here to check. Yeah, I can't do that. It will weaken the pawn structure. This is very... Shit, bro. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. I genuinely don't know what to do. I'm thinking now, because if I move this here, I'll take, and then you'll have the opportunity to do this, which will be check. Once he checks, he takes this with here, then I'm basically screwed. I lose a pawn. This move here guarantees me a pawn loss if he plays correctly. But this guy is not playing correctly because he just moved his king, which is really a dumb situation to be in, because now I can't castle. I think in this situation, when in doubt, but you see, if I castle, bro, it's a bit of a problem, because you can just check me here, then I'll have to move. Unless I castle on this side and I hide here. I really want to move away from this side here. I want to move away. Because if I stay on this side here, I give him the opportunity to use this knight and this king, this queen to screw me. So, okay, fine. We're going to take the risk. Let's see. If I'm him, I check. If I'm him, I check. Because check here. Oh, he thinks he's me. Like, he thinks he's me, brothers. I don't know what that was, by the way. He can't threaten this piece. He can't threaten this piece. I don't know why we do that. He can't threaten this piece either. So it's like kind of a pointless move. What I'm going to do now is move this here. Threaten that piece over there and try to break his pawn structure from the back line. Our pawns are in a way better position because they're further up the board. Like I said in the beginning, you want to control the center of the board, because once you control the center of the board, you kind of have access to the rest of the map. And I'm saying map like it's a game, but that's kind of how I see it. So let's see what he does. Let's see. This guy is not built. This guy's not built for this. He's not built for this. He wanted to swap queens. I thought he was a ballsy player, but he's not built for this game like I am. Now I spin my knight. It's fine. We're gonna just do this to get the queen away. The reason we want the queen away, by the way, we need to move this pawn. This is actually a really terrible situation for us also. We are as exposed as he is. Bro, why is somebody saying multiple? Yo, these ads on Twitch that are like trying to get me to get the promotion. I'm not gonna pay for views, bro. That's crazy. I don't know what to do now, genuinely, because this guy's playing extremely weird. But because he did that, this move now, you see, we kind of have, if we can get this guy to stop pinning me, we can move this here. We have the opportunity to get this line up here. Yeah, you see how we do this. Now he has to move the knight, then we move the queen. Once we move the king, we have the ability to move the knight here to force a check. Once we get the check here, oh, so he wants to play like that. Okay. We need to get this unpinned because we're going to move this here. And then we're going to try to get a double fork. Okay. We're going to try to get an attack now going. Yeah, I got an idea. We go here. This thing is pinned. He can't move. He can't take. At that point in time, yeah, it doesn't matter, brother. Good luck with that. I'll make it easy for you. I don't know what the hell that move was. It's a pointless move. You see, now we're gonna take this knight. This knight is ours. He can't do anything about it. Yeah, you can't do. Yeah, I don't really care, brother. Goodbye. Yeah, I just do this. He can't take. He has to move the queen now. If he doesn't move the, but it depends on where he moves the queen. If he moves the queen in any stupid place, I'm gonna get him again. This is kind of a done deal now. It's kind of a done deal. The guy, what is that, bro? You see, this is what I'm trying to do. That move was pointless. That move was pointless because now the situation doesn't change. He just checked me to delay the inevitable because I am going to just move this here. I'll probably move it. I don't know where I'll move it actually. I'll move it here to threaten this rook. Hey, I actually am not that bad at chess. Maybe 1327 isn't that bad a number. Also, coffee. Oh, I'm gonna have a chill stream. Yeah. Oh, there we go. Shout out to my brother for making it, by the way. We have like a weird system where coffee is made, where we each take turns in a week to make coffee. But now we don't do that because things change. Oh my god, that's hot. I don't really like that hot coffee. He realized he's screwed. If I was him, I'd resign. This is not a winning position. Like, I don't know what is he doing. If I was like, he literally should just resign. He can't win from this position. Brother, move. If he moves the king, like he screwed 6 ways to Sunday. If he moves the king here, I take the rook, I check him. Then I take that rook over there, then I win. If he decides to take the knight here, well, then it's free money because now I will 100% sacrifice a knight and a rook for a queen. Because in this position, I just move this piece here, check again. He has to move this piece. If he's smart, he moves the piece here. If he does that, it's fine. Now, is it? He has to take the knight. It's his best option. Oh, this guy ain't that intelligent. Yeah, I don't know what. You see, that's like a pointless move. That's what I was saying earlier. And now because he did that, all I do is that, check again. And then oh, Mr. Smarty Pants. Check again, brother. protected by the queen. Yes, if he wants. Oh, this guy doesn't have the cojones, man. He doesn't have the cojones. He's trying to eat this pawn, which is a pointless endeavor for him, but it's fine. He wants to play that game. I could take, he'll take, it's a waste of time. What we'll do is rather, we'll do this. Now, depend if he's really screwed. He has to move this king. If he does not move this king, he's gonna lose that rook over there, because what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna move it there, take the rook, check. It's over. You see, he realized it too. The issue though is, does it stop my movements? No. I think in actual fact it depends. If he, let's see, if he moves here, by the way, I think I've checkmate. I think I've checkmate if he moves here. Where's he gonna? Yeah, I think I've checkmate. This is checkmate, right? No, it's not checkmate. Ooh. Ooh, in a sticky situation now. We are in a really sticky situation now. The sticky situation, by the way, if anybody's wondering, the sticky situation here is, how do I explain this now? I'm in a tricky situation because while I am in a winning position, because number one, what he has above me is 2 pawns. I have a rook, so I have 3 big pieces. I call it 3 big pieces. He has only 2. He has 3. He has 5 pawns. I have 3. So he has an opportunity, for instance, to get this to a promotion, but he can't move this piece here. What do we do? What do we do? I think we do this. We threaten this piece here. We threaten check. Again, he should just resign. Usually they would just resign in the situation, but because it's unrated and it is fuck! God damn it! Damn! It's over. I lost. I lost, bros. Oh, that stings. Oh, that stings. I have to resign. I have to give over. It's nothing I can do. It's not mate because now, but I can do this here. I can do this here, and I can just delay the inevitable. It's over. He beat me. He beat me. GG. It's over. Oh, God, man. Damn. 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 See, this is what I don't like about chess. Now I feel like I lost. Oh my God, I have to resign. What did I just do? Huh? Yo, go back to the game. Yo, resign the game, bro. We resign. It's lost. We lost. Analysis board. Leeches, tell me what I did wrong. Oh, bro. I had him, though. I had him, man. I had him. I had the guy. I had him. God damn it. And the music's so chill. God, bro. I had him. I had him. I had him, bro. This is also how, by the way, just so you know, when I was younger, this is exactly how I would go on, and it's exactly why I don't play chess anymore. This is tasteful. I had him. God damn it, bro. I had him. I had him, bro. Like yeah, man. Jeez. I had the guy, bro. I had the guy. Oh. We take our losses. We learn from them. You see, this is what I hate about chess, man. Now I feel like an idiot. Now I feel like an idiot. Now I feel like an absolute idiot. Bro, I had him. Oh, that is so whack. That is so whack, bro. I had the guy. I had him. Also, by the way, I'm done with this music. We need to turn things up now. I have the energy back. That loss just kicked me into high gear. We are going to be cooking. I can't believe I lost that game. Like, I can't. I'm serious with you. I can't believe I lost that game. Like, I can't, bro. He was free. Oh, he was free, man. The guy was free. I can't handle losses, man. He was free, man. He was free. He was free. Anyway. Man. Okay, it's been a while. We lost one. We're not gonna lose another though. Taking off the scarf, making myself cold to get into the. Because if you're not cold, you're not hard. If you're not cold, you're not hard, right? If you're not cold, you're not hard. Wait, hold on. We're going back. We're not gonna quit. We're gonna go back into it. No, fam. Wow, how did we lose this game? Where's the analysis? Give me the engine. So in chess, by the way, when you have engines, so basically it's like AI that figures out what you did wrong. Hold on. What were we supposed to do? Blunder. Oh! That one move, you see, I knew this situation here. These 2 pawns trapped me. It's pawn structure. Oh! God damn it. Okay, well, hold on. I got another one in me. Hold on. I'm not gonna give up. Hold on. We're gonna go to Twitch. We're on Twitch. We're not in just chatting anymore. We are doing chess. We are now chess players. Hold the hell on. We are moving. Hold the phone. We are not taking it. We are not closing this day off with an L. No way, Jose. We are not closing the day off with an L. We are gonna do another chess match. We are gonna do it again. We're gonna run it back so that we can get our win. We did not lose that. Oh, anyway. Let's go again. Anyway. Wait, stream language, English, content. I mean, just chatting. No. I don't want to be just chatting. I want to be in chess. I'm in chess tonight. I'm a chess player tonight. I'm a chess player. A chess brother. Let's run it back. Wrap it up. Let's run it back. Okay. Okay, here we go. We're gonna go again. We're gonna run it back. We did not take that L for nothing. We are not ending the night on an L. Do we remember the chess openings? Absolutely not. We are not losing though. We are going Queen's Gambit. Let's go. Yo, is this thing even working? Yeah, it is. We're not gonna go off with an L. We are not ending this game on an L. What? No, brother. We're entering that center. We're going in. Let's go. Let's go. Hold on. Huh? What is this? 1-2, 1-2. Because I lost one game? I'm not weakening my pawn structure. Screw you. Bro, I can't. Hold on. Zen Master. Oh. What are we playing? I can't, like, the cortisol, like, chess is like cortisol raising, man. Like, your cortisol just goes up and up and up. What the hell do we do? I'm so, bro, I'm, okay, hold on. Just collect yourself. We're getting early castle. No, early castle may not work because we don't develop pieces. Oh, Daanyaal, you're making blunders, bro. You're making blunders. Hold on. Bro, I can't lose to this guy. He just moved A5, bro. We can't lose to this guy, bro. We can't lose to an A5 player, please. I can't lose to an A5 player. I can't lose to an A5 player. I can't. Okay. I can't lose to an A5 player. 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 I can't. We're gonna call so early. To be honest with you, I shouldn't do this. I shouldn't do this because doing this so early, it can be considered a blunder, because you can actually, like, not a blunder, but like, it's not sound strategy at times to castle first. Possibly better to get your pieces developed first. Bro, this guy doesn't know what he's doing. I can't lose this guy, please. I can't lose this guy. Please. Please, I can't lose this guy. Please, I can't lose this guy. Hold on, let me just check the stream quality quickly. I can't lose this guy, bro. I can't. Daanyaal, you can't lose this guy. Okay, hold on. My word, juicy J. Bro, I don't know. Okay. What do I do though? Like, he has such a weird structure. I'm trying to figure out how do I break through this. Like, what is this pawn structure, bro? Come on, how do I do this now? I'm so flabbergasted. I don't even know where to continue. Hold on. In the pocket, in the paint. 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 Move it further back. Yeah, I have a plan. Oh, I got him. I got a plan. He's over. It's over. I get a rook now. Oh, thank you. Oh, I was looking for a way to get out of there. Because I would have lost it. What is he doing? He's confusing me. He wants to stay in this piece. He can't threaten it though. Because I don't care about the piece. I care about this. Now I take the rook. Now taking the rook this early leaves my knight in a bad position. Knights, by the way, don't like the edges of the board. The reason they don't like the edge of the board is because it limits their movement. The best purpose of a knight is that it can get into these small pockets. It can get into these small pockets that no other piece can. There's no other piece that can move like a knight, obviously. We take the rook though. He takes this piece here because piece is free, kind of. But because, yeah, you see, he takes that piece now. But we have a plan because we are gonna get if we get this knight away. Oh my word. God, we need to get this guy out of here. God, I can't believe I lost the previous game, man. Oh, this guy isn't that dumb. Well, if I'm gonna go down, I'm gonna go down fighting. He has to take this now, yo. But it's actually not that bad because we kind of distracted him. Yeah, okay. It's not that bad. In this position, it's not bad because we've distracted him and moved his pieces to the other side of the board. So now he's on this side because he's murdered. So he's on this side now, which is fine. We are gonna attack from the other position. Just work. Just work. I can't do another loss, bro. I can't do another loss. What do we do, man? I just realized this whole stream is called News in the Dark, but we're not doing anything news. Okay, getting distracted. We shouldn't lose this game. But it's just odd now to see what... We need to think, we need to think, we need to think, we need to think. It's been a while. Come on, what do we do? What do we do? What do we do? I'm so flabbergasted, bro. Like, the guys messed with me so bad. But I'm trying to figure out what the hell I have to do now. A feeling of me is just take that knight. But if I take that knight, you just take to the bishop. Then what? Like the question really is then what? Because I'm white, I set the pace and I set the tempo of this match. So you know what? When in doubt, move the rook. When in doubt, move the rook. When in doubt, move the rook. Hold on. He has to move that knight now. If he doesn't move that knight, I'm gonna take it and I'm gonna give it for free because the exchange will be in my favor. Oh my word, my rating is so bad. Oh my god, if I lose this, my rating is gonna be horrible, by the way, because Elo works with how I think Elo works with who you lose to. Like, oh, bro. Yo, bro. What are we playing today? Fine. Fine. You're gonna have to move this knight eventually, move this knight here. I don't even know what to do, man. I'm not that good. Oh my word, I'm so out of my element. It's been a hot minute since I played chess. Just do it. Just don't do something surprising. What could I even do, bro? I can't predict this guy. How do you predict the guy you can't understand? I don't understand what he's doing. Like, what are we doing, bro? Like this game state is so weird.
Long been a Hollywood staple, but in 2022, they're still happening.
I see what everybody's seeing, asking myself what the hell is going on. I mean, look like a third world country, these images.
This is rather serious, man. What do I do? Wait, what do I do? Hold on. Wait, I was gonna take that PC and get absolutely murked, by the way. I don't know what to do here. It's like such a weird game set. Let's just see quickly. No, we can't, bro. Unless we stack, I think we need to stack a piece to get something moving here. We need to get something moving here. We need to get this queen out of the way. Oh no, we lost the rook. We lost the rook. Oh, brother. Oh my god, man. Oh my god, I'm getting cooked, bro. I'm getting cooked. I'm getting cooked. Oh my god, I'm getting cooked. I'm getting cooked. I'm getting fried. I'm getting put on a kebab. I'm getting smoked. Oh wait. Wait a minute. He planted, I think. Come on. What can you do? Is there any vulnerabilities? Queen take rook. Can't do that. You won't do it, so it's just too stupid. This guy's a knight and a pawn. I have a rook and a pawn. So I'm +1, I think. Why would he do that? Check. He has to take with the knight now. Take with the knight. I'll take here. We have a play. He can't take here. If he takes here, it's fine. I'll just shake him because I'll get that piece eventually. He'll move and then I'll take the piece and I'll be up a knight. My word, man, that other loss just messed me up, man. It just messed me up. I don't know why I'm calling this news and doc. I'm gonna rename the stream because I'm not even doing news. Also, what is this guy doing? Check. What is he doing? Kind of weird. I mean, you could have done this, but if it takes it to the bishop as well. Oh man, I can't believe I lost this game. also, this is like completely downturn for those that came in here expecting Lawrence, by the way. But the thing is, I don't want to be confined to one thing, because that's just not who I am. I'm really not the kind of person that sticks to one thing. I'm somebody that goes in tangents. My mind like moves fast. Oh man, come on. Let me just do this here, check. See what we can see where he moves. He has to move here. Can he move here? Yeah, I got a plan. Yeah, we got a plan. They're gonna force me to a couple of moves now. If I lose to this guy from this position, I'm going to lose it. I swear I'm gonna crash out. I am going to crash out if I lose to this guy. I swear. He sees it. Does this really stop what I have to do? No, we still get a piece out of this. He has to move here. He can only move his king. His queen, I mean. He can only move his queen. Why would he do that, though? Do we trade a bishop? No, we can't. He's not gonna trade anything. We don't trade anything with this. We get a free knight. We get a free... And we still protect the knight. This is a very sticky situation because a lot of things are contingent. Okay, yeah, you see, that's what I mean. Oh, that's what I mean. Now we have to figure out something. This is the only move we can do. It's the only way we protect all our pieces. He moves here, maybe? Yeah, he has to move here. He has to move here, yeah. What do we do now?
It's on, man. We out. Side beat trick.
Yeah, I know what time it is. The juice man up in this motherfucker. My nigga
I think now.
the Joker, and legit.
I want him to take a piece just so I can move this knight out of the way to get him into another sticky situation, but I don't know where to move the knight.
Coke, dope, crack, smack, weed,
I got him.
They got it all for
I got him. We're gonna do a double check. He should take it. If he doesn't take it, it's gonna be a bit of a sick. Yeah, there we go. That's what we actually needed him to do. He can't get out of it. A double check means that he can't get out of it because even if, yeah, there you go. That's what I need from you. We'll just start disintegrating your board. Please notice how this. You see, this is like we can't lose, bro. We can't. Please, I swear, I can't lose this game. Bro, we are 12 points ahead according to Elite Chess. There is no way. Yeah, that's a pointless move. How do we keep up the tempo and keep up the pressure? I think we have a plan. I want to keep the pressure on him. You see, this knight here is actually trapped now. I can't move this knight. I wonder if it's actually worth it to take the rook, knowing that I got into this game set. But he has to now move. Yeah, do this. He has to move here now. Hey, we won! Checkmate. Thank God, bro. If I had lost that game, I would have lost it. I would have lost my mind. I would have lost my mind if we had lost that game, by the way. If we had lost that game, I would have lost my mind. I swear I would have lost it, bro. I would have lost it. Anyway. That was a successful game. I don't even know what to do now. Okay, let's just watch YouTube now. Oh man, I don't know. I think I don't have actually a plan, man. Anyway, let's actually see what's breaking news. The United States is getting ready for the 250 years anniversary. So President Donald Trump is like doing a lot of interviews. His interviews aren't really that interesting to me, primarily because his interviews are more so pertaining to just him glorifying himself, and I'm not really interested in analysis of that because it's not really interesting. Tomorrow though, he will of course go into more conversations about, like, for instance, what he's going to do for like the 250th year. It's a very big deal. 250 years, half a century in existence. Is it half a century, half a millennia, or quarter of a millennia? I think so. Anyway, you know what, bro? What do we do? Watch Talk Sport? You know what? When in doubt, look at Fox News. Hold on, wait.
This tension rise in the Strait, as tensions rise in the Strait of the Hormuz, as Iran warns ships not following their approved route, saying, quote, any failure to comply, deviation from the designated route, or disregard for the navigation protocols of the Islamic Republic of Iran and the Strait of Hormuz will be met with immediate and forceful response from the armed forces, endangering the security of the violating vessels.
But President Trump says that Iran is not following America's demands, not the other way around. Watch.
And I hit them 3 times last week very hard because they sent a drone into a ship. I hit them. Then they did something else and I hit them. I hit them 3 nights in a row. The week before I hit them 2 nights in a row very hard. And we're negotiating and we'll see whether or not. I think they've agreed to just about everything we need.
Not really. Here to discuss is Marine combat veteran, Medal of Honor recipient Dakota Meyer. Dakota, great to see you.
Great to see you.
Your thought about where we're at in this process, the MOU is turning out to be a real problem because everyone has a different interpretation of this.
Yeah, I mean, look, this is not going to be a moment in time. This is going to be a journey. This is not.
What is this guy's credentials again? Hold on.
I mean, look, this is not going to be a moment.
Yeah.
Great to see
Your
you.
thought about.
Agreed to just about everything.
Veteran, Medal of Honor recipient Dakota Meyer. Dakota, great to see you. Here to
Medal of
discuss is
Honor
Marine combat veteran, Medal of Honor.
Bro, what does that have to do with the price of eggs? Am I crazy to think that that's irrelevant credentials for such an interview? What is this guy going to speak about in terms of the MOU? Like, what is he going to speak about in terms of the MOU? Like, genuinely. Somebody needs to educate me. What is this guy's... Hold on, who is this? Who is this? Dakota Meyer. A United States Marine serving with the United States. May is the second youngest living Medal of Honor recipient, the third living recipient for either in the Iraq or the war in Afghanistan. Bro, what? This guy is irrelevant. Like, what is his credentials or more for combat? Like, if they were getting into a conversation on a ground invasion, I could understand. But what is he going to talk about in terms of understanding the MOU? What? Again, Fox News, that's what they do.
Honor recipient Dakota Meyer. Dakota, great to see you. Your thought about where we're at in this process, the MOU is turning out to be a real problem because everyone has a different interpretation of this.
Yeah, I mean, look, this is not going to be a moment in time. This is going to be a journey. This is not going to happen overnight. We're not going to get a deal together to where it's just going to be a make it and leave it. I mean, this is going to be continued negotiations. At least we have a president in there who's looking to get a deal and not to get a war. I think everything he's doing is incredible.
Wait,
I think only time.
quickly. Let me just set this thing. I'm now out of cheers, so I have to go back into just chatting. Yeah, let's just go to just chatting. Let's go back.
Time will tell and history will tell, but look, at the end of the day, here's what we can't forget. 3 months ago, Iran was running around. They were boasting about that they had nuclear advances and their proxies. Right now, their navy's at the bottom of the ocean. They have 3 layers of leadership that's gone. They're about to sit here and bury.
What are they talking about? How can Iran make... Bro, this doesn't make sense, bro. He's regurgitating the Trump narrative. That the Navy's in the bottom of the ocean. Again, Trump has been saying that from like the jump. He's been saying that from the jump. What are you talking about? Anyway, continuing.
Their supreme leader, who had been in there forever, and who is one of the most evil men on the planet. So I think that we're moving in a good spot, and I understand that they're sitting here talking. I mean, they are the experts at misinformation. So look, listening to them is kind of like in basketball, watching somebody's head or watching their waist, right? I mean, look, the president and America are controlling the strait, and they can close it down at any time.
Because we have our own pathway. The one that they have, we're just using the one we have, and that's why they hit our ship last week.
Absolutely. I think the Iranians, and I know the president is on top of this, but I think the Iranians are trying to get to midterms. But look, I think that they've got a president in there that's we've got a leader that's way smarter than them, and is gonna get what we need.
Yeah, I guess my biggest concern when it comes to the American public, a lot of the propaganda seems to be working. And I'm just curious, as a former war fighter, how that makes you feel?
Yeah, I mean, look, I don't get involved in the semantics and all of the propaganda, right? I mean, leadership, I trust our leaders, and we don't all know the information, and nobody does. Nobody knows all of these. This is a multi-dimensional problem, right? And the president that's up there, the administration that we have and the team we have leading America right now is the team that America needs. And I'm not concerned about all this misinformation. I mean, I would be doing the same thing. Part of it is desperation. The more misinformation I see coming out is the desperation that Iran has right now to try to figure this out. And then the other piece of it is we've been so successful. They've never been hit this hard.
Never been hit at all.
At all. And I mean, the other piece of it is they had a uniform front that you could negotiate with. Now they're probably trying to figure out which way's up and which way's down.
Sure.
Dakota, thank you for your sacrifices. Because of men like you, men and women like you that serve, we're able to celebrate America 250. You saved 36 lives. You recovered the bodies of 4 fallen.
Bro, this entire interview was just a PR campaign. This entire interview was essentially just a PR campaign. I'll get into it right now. This guy, number one, has no credentials to speak about the Memorandum of Understanding. The reason he has no credentials to speak about the Memorandum of Understanding is because of the fact that his credentials relate to war combat. Like she's saying there, she literally, let's just listen to this. Just listen to what she says.
Fallen U.S. service members in Afghanistan on September 8th, 2009. What is your message to America? How are you feeling as we celebrate?
Yeah.
What do those credentials? What do they mean? What does it mean? He's not a political analyst. He's not an expert on Iran. He's not somebody that has been studying the Iranian politics or Iranian systems or just studying Iran overall. This guy is a combat veteran. A combat veteran. What does he have to do? What does he know? I'm not like, what? That doesn't make sense. That's like asking, like, bro, that's like asking a Gabouman or like a boulder. In basically, we're not even from South Africa. A Gabouman is a boulder, a person that works on site. That's like asking a Gabouman, right, to give you the logistics of a skyscraper, to give you the ins and outs of the finance of the skyscraper. That's not his purview. His purview is constructing the building. You are trying to tell me this guy, this guy has the capacity and the knowledge and the know-how to speak about Iran. What? Additional to that, let's just get into something. The MOU, right, it calls for a cessation of violence. The reason the Iranians strike the vessels is because the vessels are trespassing again. Like, not trespassing, they are not going with the Iranian, like, they are not utilizing the strait according to how the Iranians want it to be utilized. They are absolutely correct on that one. Those two strikes last week and the strike last week was because a vessel did not follow Iranian orders and was continuing, and I think was utilizing the route of Oman. Actually, just check it. Marinetraffic.com. Let's just look at it. Actually, we can go to marine traffic. Just look at it, bro. Like, this here is the Strait of Hormuz, right? This is the Strait of Hormuz. As you can see, via this thing here, there are multiple lanes. There's going through this route here, which of course requires the Iranians. Then you get this route here, right? You see, this is the strait. So here Oman, here Iran, right? So if I'm not mistaken, the vessel that they attacked was not following the orders here, and I think it was possibly traversing through this strait here. It wasn't following orders. They attacked the vessel. The Americans got pissed. They attacked Iran, and I think they attacked. Usually when they attack around here in Bandar Abbas, because usually the Iranians report noise here, right? Like, what is this guy talking about, bro? He's just regurgitating the same bylines of the United States president. There's no, like, further analysis. He says the Iranian Navy is at the bottom of the ocean. That doesn't make sense. Because if the Iranian Navy was at the bottom of the ocean, there would be no threat towards travel in the Strait of Hormuz, and there would be no obligation for the Iranians to like they would be, like, just think about it. If there's no Navy, right, and they say that the military is also exposed, then why would they continue? Why would they continue the campaign? Now, according to the United States president, the reason they have to continue with the campaign and the reason why the Strait of Hormuz is such a tricky business is because of the fact that the Strait of Hormuz is such a tight waterway. If you lay down enough mines, then effectively you create such a risk for insurance companies that they don't want to move their ships, right? Makes a lot of sense. So that means that even the fear of a bomb can halt an entire shipping lane. Not a shipping lane, an entire transit lane. Okay, so the argument, so you could in that theory argue that, okay, they have no navy, just the mines, and it's just the IRGC launching rockets. But I mean, are you being for real? You just regurgitated the bylines of the United States president. You didn't give further analysis. You essentially just like, you're talking about propaganda. You propagated propaganda from your own president. The Americans seem to believe that the words of their president do not constitute propaganda. I'm sorry to tell you, you get different types of propaganda. You get white propaganda, you get black propaganda, you get yellow propaganda, you get green propaganda. Brother, you will get orange propaganda, and that's exactly what the Orange Emperor is doing. That's what they call him, right? Orange Emperor, Donald Trump. Like this analysis just made me sick. There was nothing. I wasted 3 minutes of my time. There was nothing. What are the comments even saying? A memorandum of understanding. Like, since the DJT emphasized Iran has never won a war, but they never lost a negotiation, why the hell are we negotiating with him? What happened to the fear? The Air Fox location overrun by the crowd. Thanks goodness Iran was obliterated since they seem to be calling the shots. Bro, it doesn't make sense. Like, even the commentators are getting that it just doesn't compute. You know what? Fox is giving me energy. Let's look at more Fox News because these people are absolutely crazy. There's a word I want to utilize, but I can't utilize the word because it's not a family-friendly word. Let's just look here. Hold on. Not all created equal. Mandani's dependence draws. What? Okay, wait. Hold on, let's see. Let's actually just listen to more analysis. Hold on.
President Trump says Iran has agreed to most of the United States' demands.
I've defeated them militarily. They're totally defeated militarily. They have some missiles left. We could wipe them out too. And I hit them 3 times last week very hard because they sent a drone into a ship. I hit them. And we're negotiating, and we'll see whether or not. I think they've agreed to just about everything we need.
However, the Islamic Republic issuing a warning to oil tankers moving through the Strait of Hormuz that they must use approved routes or face a, quote, forceful response. Fox News contributor and former CIA station chief Dan Hoffman joins me now. Dan, good morning to you. So these negotiations right now, of course, aren't just about Iran's nuclear program. They're also over the Strait of Hormuz. And yesterday, Iran doubled down on their demand to control the routes that ships take through the strait. Here's the quote from Iran's military command. They say any failure to comply, deviation from the designated routes, or disregard for the navigation protocols of the Islamic Republic of Iran in the Strait of Hormuz will be met with an immediate and forceful response from the armed forces, endangering the security of the violating vessels. So is the situation now that ships are forced to either...
Just as an FYI, by the way, the Strait of Hormuz has become a crucial point for negotiations, primarily because the closure of the Strait of Hormuz in the beginning of the 28th, in the beginning of the launch of Operation Epic Fury by the United States, created a catastrophe for most Asian nations and put a lot of pressure on the United States because it kind of gave insight that the work of the United States was impacting the global stage. The United States has continuously repeated that they are looking towards opening the Strait of Hormuz. That's the entire purpose of the MOU as well. The MOU is created to allow for 60 days the free travel of vessels through the strait. The issue is that you can't lie. Just think about it like this. The United States president says that there is no navy. He says that they have no that the military is essentially obliterated. They keep saying that the navy is in the bottom of the ocean. How does that make sense? How does that make sense if they're still being able to threaten? Now you have to wonder, right? Like, you just have to just think about it now. Why would the insurance companies believe Donald Trump? Why? It makes no sense, because even though Donald Trump is saying they obliterated, they destroyed, you're still getting reports from the United States that the Iranians are still launching drones. Right? Okay, so maybe the Navy doesn't exist. Okay, let's go with that narrative. Let's go with the narrative the Navy doesn't exist. What does that have to do with the price of eggs if the Strait of Hormuz is still constrained in travel? It has nothing to do with the price of eggs. It has nothing. It achieves, like, your words achieve nothing. But he repeatedly does this. He repeatedly says it. And these Fox News commentators just repeat these lines. Like, I don't know how much these people are getting paid. Please, tell me. Just tell me the dollars. Just be open and honest. Just say you're getting the money. Like, just say you're a Republican. You want to be good with the Republicans. You're not bored. Maybe you're not bored. Maybe you just have these partisan feelings. But you cannot be telling me that the military is obliterated, but they can still launch drones, and you're still trying to convince the insurance companies to move the ships. It doesn't make sense. But anyway, let's continue watching Fox News.
Choose between Iranian demands or brave waters that are overseen by the United States, because that does not feel like the free flow of commerce here.
Yeah, it's not quite the free flow of commerce. Iran doesn't want to close the strait entirely because they need it open to export their oil. We've lifted the blockade, and so they are selling their oil at market prices, and that revenue is important to their regime, especially, obviously, the IRGC, which I believe will try to use that money to rearm and reconstitute their ballistic missiles and their drones. But at the same time, Iran wants to project power, and they want to enforce some control over their own self-designated sphere of influence. They want to make it clear to the Gulf states and the United States that they can control the Strait of Hormuz going forward, that they will have a role to play in how it's managed.
Yeah, that's right. And President Trump said that he wants to give diplomacy a try. But there is, of course, a limit to everything. And these statements that Iran are making about the strait are obviously pushing it. So what would a military operation actually look like for the United States to regain control or gain control of the Strait of Hormuz if it comes to that?
You can't gain control of the Strait of Hormuz. It's not possible by your own admission, because simply having the ability to attack a vessel increases the risk for insurance companies. So as the risk increases, the insurance companies don't want to move because their vessels are worth billions. The vessel is worth billions. Not only in terms of the capacity of what it is carrying in terms of oil, but also due to the fact of the potential it has for future ROIs. I hope I'm saying that I'm not a business person, but it just makes sense. It just makes sense. Think about it. You can't gain control if they are able to make threats. Any threat runs the risk up for the insurance companies. Your words don't matter because by your own admission, you had to do retaliatory strikes. Retaliatory strikes means you had to retaliate. Like, am I smoking something? Am I smoking crack? Am I on fentanyl? Do I have is there a needle in my arm? What are you talking about? Anyway, let's continue.
So first, I think it's important to emphasize we're in kind of an inflection point right now. I don't expect anything to happen between now, July 4th and July 9th, during the funeral for Ayatollah Khamenei. After that, the question is whether we head to negotiations, in real good faith negotiations, which we have not begun yet. There were indirect discussions in Doha, but nothing substantive about Iran's nuclear program. And of course, we've got to be concerned about their ballistic missile program and their support to proxy terrorists. Everything that was wrong about the JCPOA, the sunset clauses on Iran's nuclear program. President Trump will be held accountable for delivering something better. And as far as a military strike is concerned, the president reportedly was briefed this week about military options, and he chose to let diplomacy run its course for a little longer. We've destroyed some large percentage of Iran's missiles and drones, but they still retain enough asymmetric capabilities, their Mosquito fleet, mines, some missiles and drones, to cause problems for us in the Strait of Hormuz. If we were to mount a military operation, it would be costly, economically costly, potentially. And so the president will have to weigh doing that versus the approaching midterms and the potential impact on the global economy and ours as well.
Dan, given your...
This guy is partisan, no doubt, but he's actually making a lot of sense. At least he's saying exactly what I'm saying. You can't control, he doesn't want to say it, but you can't control the Strait of Hormuz. You cannot do it through force. The only operation you can do is through diplomacy, but the diplomacy of the United States doesn't make sense. Remember, they have 60 days to get to a conclusion. In actual fact, let's just Google it. When does the MOU end? The Iran-America MOU end. Let's just check. It does not have a set end date as is designed for this in mid-June. Wait, hold on. When was the when was the MOU signed? When was the Iran-America MOU signed? I forgot the date now. June 14th. The 13th of August. They have until the 13th of August. The 13th of August to get the deal done. Or to get to a point where they can facilitate a deal being discussed. You are not going to get control over the Strait of Hormuz. It is not going to happen. It cannot find it. It literally can't happen. And I'll tell you, it just makes no sense for them to get control of the Strait of Hormuz. Again, like this man here is saying, like Dan Hoffman here is saying, they have asymmetrical advantages. They may not have the B-12 bombers that the United States have. They may not have all this military capacity, but what they have the ability to do is to create just enough problems to increase the risk for insurance companies that doesn't allow them to move the ships because the risk is too high. You can't control the straits. On the other end of the spectrum, they aren't even having conversations on removing Iran's ballistic missiles capacity. And that was one of the biggest issues that they had in the beginning. Like Trump literally said in the State of the Union that they have ballistic missile capacity that can target Europe. That was one of the motivations that they had and could potentially target America, which is absolutely already like what? They don't have the ballistic capacity to attack America. That's crazy. But anyway, let's just listen again. Let's just hear at the end of this.
Your line of work, I'm sure that you've spent many 4th of July holidays overseas in various war zones, and we thank you so much for that. But also with that in mind, what would you like to say about America in honor of the 4th of July, Independence Day?
Yeah, I don't care. Bye. I don't care about I don't care. Do you see that this is like this the way they speak, it just doesn't make sense, man. It just doesn't. Like I had to take off my headphones for that. I just heard the most absolute garbage I've ever heard in my life. I just heard the most how do Americans watch this? How do Americans watch this, bro? Like by their own the mere fact that you had to do retaliatory strikes indicates that you have not eliminated the capacity to launch attacks. Now you could argue that you hindered them. You hindered them overall, perhaps so, but you did not hinder them enough to effectively take control. Without effective control over the Strait of Hormuz, essentially what are you accomplishing? Because the Strait of Hormuz is one of the particular problems for the Gulf states as well, because Iran is touting the idea of instituting tolls. Now they are saying it's not going to be tolls, like Oman is saying it's not going to be tolls, but rather it's going to be charges that they're going to lay for services to travel through the strait, which is effectively tolls because it wasn't there before. Do you see what I mean? Like, they have gotten into a worse state than before the 28th of February. They need to get out of this in a better situation than it was by the 27th of February. Because then what was the point of the war? What was the point of the military operation? Like, genuinely, what was it? Last time we talked, you told us that you had the entire, it doesn't, we need to, just think about this, right? Just think about this. Just think about this, right? Just think about this with the Americans. Just think. Before the 28th of February, they were in negotiations with the Islamic Republic of Iran. The 26th of February, they were in Geneva. They were in Geneva talking, brothers. The strait was open. No issues with the strait, right? You get into the 28th of February, you launch Operation Epic Fury, the strait gets immediately hindered and constrained by the Iranians. The Iranians then start laying mines and cause trouble with their asymmetrical warfare tactics. The strait closes, it creates a catastrophe, mostly for Asian states, because they are heavily reliant upon the Strait of Hormuz for access to natural commodities like oil and liquefied nitrogen, LNG. So that's what they're reliant upon. Also fertilizer. So that was the situation before. You get into the war constraint. Now you're in a 60-day war, and the Iranians are still, now it's even worse, because the Iranians are now talking about instituting tolls, and not just, and it may not even be tolls. They actually really are smart, because they say, no, it's not tolls. It's about services rendered for traveling through the strait, because they're going to provide the assistance. Oman is even touting the idea. That is the result of what your war is accomplished. You now have to get into a state where you have to show the world after 16 days, which is by the 13th of August, that you are in a better situation. You have promised your people that you are going to get a better deal than the JCPOA. The JCPOA was a measured attempt to get the Iranians to comply with the Americans' desire for the nuclear enrichment program to be lessened. It allowed for enrichment to a certain degree. Once Trump took them out of the JCPOA, the Iranians were like, hey, wait a minute, we don't have the constraints anymore. And it makes perfect sense because, again, they are signatories of the Non-Proliferation Treaty of Nuclear Weapons. And Article 4 of that treaty literally allows them to seek nuclear enrichment for civil purposes. So what exactly are we achieving here? How can, like somebody needs to make this make sense to me. What are you going to do? Like what are you going to do? What are you going to do? You keep saying that the military is obliterated. Okay, fine. A military is obliterated. Wow, woo! The military is obliterated. But does that even matter? Because your words say one thing, on the other end you admit that they launched drones, so you admit that they still have the capacity to cause damage in the strait, which literally tells the insurance companies, listen here, they actually do have the ability to damage your ships. So why would the insurance companies not comply with Iran? But if they comply with Iran, how does that make you look? Because you put them in this situation, because before the 28th of February, there were none of these constraints. I don't understand. I don't understand what this Americans was. I don't understand what Fox News is telling me, bros. Somebody, Achi, Habibis, tell me what are they talking about? What are they talking about? What? We're gonna put back on the thing, man. I'm putting it back on. Things not right on. I got my energy back. Hold. We're gonna keep watching it. We're gonna keep watching this stuff. Hold on. Fox News is just crazy. It's crazy, bros. I'm saying bros a lot. Oh my word, like I'm not your bro. I'm not your bro. It just doesn't make sense, man. It just doesn't make sense. Okay, calm down, Daniel. Calm. Yo, we went from playing chess to doing this now, by the way. Damn. Anyway, like I don't understand. Let's look at CNN. I just want to see what the Americans are saying actually, because I don't understand it. CNN is more left leaning. Like the Americans are like crazy. Like Trump to give a really long July 4th speech despite heat wave. Wait, let's see how they react to Khalibaf.
At the moment, we are coordinating and holding discussions to ensure those conditions in MOU are fulfilled. I will explain further later. Until those commitments are in place, we will not move on to the remaining provisions at all. Sovereignty over the Strait of Hormuz rests with Iran and Oman, and with the arrangements that Iran determines there.
A divine blessing, that is how Iran's chief negotiator is characterizing the conflict, especially given Tehran's strategic power over the Strait of Hormuz. Tehran now says there can be no further talks with the US unless the conditions laid out in the Memorandum of Understanding are met, with Iran pushing for the release of frozen assets. The MOU top of the agenda as an Iranian delegation met Qatar's Prime Minister today in Doha. He met the US side on Tuesday. A source says US and Iranian officials are also having...
Yo, Jelly Loddle, thanks for joining the stream. And what do you mean pro-Trump is considering a pardon for Diddy? What? Wait, hold on, are you serious? There's no way, bro. There's no way. There is no way he's actually Bro, you serious? Yo, Jelly Lodel, what, bro? I just read a news article, bro. Let's read the news article together. What are you Wait. Let's read a Forbes. Trump is discussing granting clemency. Okay. 250 pounds for the 250th anniversary of America. By the way, Jelly, where are you from? Are you from America? Just tell me. I'm from South Africa, by the way. South Africa. I'm just like, Trump is discussing clemency to Combs. You from America? Okay, that's great. What's the time? Where you from? America is such a weird system because not a weird system. It's just weird for me to get my head around because you guys have like 3 different time zones. If I'm not mistaken, on the east and on the west. So like, what's the time where you are? Like where I am right now, it's like 80 minutes past 11, bro. 80 minutes past 11. I want to read this. Trump is poised to pardon a slate of people convicted of emissions and clean air related. Okay, that's not a bad PR. Like convicted of emissions and clean air related violations. That's really mostly going to trigger the eco activists. And it's still discussing other potential acts of clemency, including for Sean Diddy Combs or Sarah. What? Trump is serving a sentence of just over 4 years in the federal prison of Fort Dix. After he was convicted last year of 2 counts. He was acquitted on sexual racketeering, which were the most serious charges against him. Trump hadn't committed on Monday morning to a firm number of people who will receive clemency. He has been privately discussing whether to grant the request, including from Combs. One of the sources said, "Bro, are we being for real? Did he? Like, I can understand. Okay, I get that you have to do clemency, you know what I mean? I'm gonna pardon people, do the PR. And again, convicted of emissions and clean air related violations. That's not so bad. Like, I mean, that isn't a bad PR move. That's not a bad PR move. That's like literally that will just piss off the eco activists and the left in the United States generally. But I mean, did he? Why would he? Yo, let's actually just like, that's crazy, bro. It is still unclear if Combs will ultimately get a pardon. Trump has reportedly gone back and forth in the past of freeing the mogul, with reports last year suggesting he was wrongly considering the possibility before the president told the New York Times in January he was not. Combs is number one of people who Trump is reportedly considering granting pardon. And CBS reported comes as other outlets suggest that the president could pardon 250 pardons over the July 4th holiday in honor of the US's 250th anniversary. In addition to Combs, Trump is also considering granting clemency to people who were convicted on clean air and emissions violations. Exactly the same as the CBS article. I didn't know him well, but when I ran for office, he was very hostile. They would take a look at it and speaking to the justice about the request. Note he still calls it a puff daddy. In a January interview with Times, Trump said Combs had sent him a letter formally requesting a pardon, but claimed he was not considering granting it. Bro, it would be such a terrible PR move for him to do that. Like, that's just a terrible PR move, because the thing with the Diddy thing is that there's like videos of the guy committing, like, I think it was Cassie, right? Wait, I think it was Cassie. Diddy, Cassie. Violence. It was Diddy. It was Cassie, right? Who was it? Who was it, lady? Yeah, he beat Cassie in a hotel way, and there was like videos of him dragging her, bro. And he's gonna pardon him? That's crazy work. That would literally be. That would literally be like. That would be such a bad PR move, but it wouldn't be beyond Trump. But you see, I don't think he'll do it though. I don't think he'll do it because, like, realistically, if you think about it, he already has issues of allegations of being involved with or being in proximity to sex traffickers, like with Jeffrey Epstein, and he's routinely tried to downplay his relationship with Epstein and with sexual offenders, even though he has a long history of being involved with like those that have that kind of notorious history. And he's downplayed it a lot. Like, I mean, I remember when the Epstein list was being demanded for, he said it wasn't that big a deal and all that other stuff. So him releasing Diddy is something crazy, but I mean, it would be wild. It would be wild for him to release Diddy. I mean, the news would go crazy about it. I can't actually believe that. Hold on, let's actually check that. Okay, thanks for telling me, Jelly Lodel. Damn. I've been talking about Iran, by the way. I've been talking about the Iran thing. By the way, just so we can become accustomed with each other. I'm from South Africa. I have a degree in politics. My main focus is geopolitics, not really South African politics. I can talk about South African politics, but don't try to. And I stream every single day. Every single day at okay, wait, let's let's do something quickly. 10 p.m. SAST to someone put on some music. I wanna North Posse. Wait. You put some music loud a little bit. There we go. It says to you in America, so I don't know if it's Eastern Standard Time or is it because you're the EST. Yeah, you know it's not EST. You're not an EST. I don't know where you are actually. Can you tell me? Because I can like make it way easier in terms of where I am. Oh, I think he left. That's sad. Anyway. Yeah, anyway, let's go back to the Trump analysis. I think he left. I don't think he's with us anymore. Anyway, Jelly Lodo.
In direct discussions through Qatari and Pakistani mediators, but those are at a lower level. Exactly what is going on in Doha at present? Can you just give us a sort of 1-2 as you see it?
Yeah, so what's really been happening since this MOU was reached between the US and Iran, this MOU, has certain clauses, certain commitments that each side has to make. And the goal is for this MOU to, over 60 days, result in broader negotiations to get a new nuclear deal with Iran. But right now, we've seen it hung up in its own clauses and the implementation commitments of each side. For Iran, the biggest thing, there's these rival interpretations of the MOU. So the MOU explicitly does state that Iran has to make the quote-unquote arrangements for transit through Hormuz. Now, the Iranians interpret this as the ships have to go through their designated routes through Hormuz, namely through the northern part of the Straits, whereas the U.S. has been trying to have ships go through the southern part of the Straits. And so this led to the tit-for-tat strikes we've seen over the weekend, where Iran said that it can't...
You see, that's the issue there. That's the issue. The fact that they are able to launch strikes, just the mere virtue that they have the ability to launch strikes, even into the southern part of the strait, creates a situation where you don't have the capacity to control the strait, because just by the fact that you had to do retaliatory strikes indicates that you don't have the ability to hold your position. If you can't hold your position in the Strait of Hormuz, it weakens your effective PR when it comes to the MOU, because again, they have until the 13th of August to figure out a way forward. And Trump already didn't like the JCPOA, which allowed the Iranians to get nuclear enrichment. And the Iranians are one of those, are really staunch about the fact that they want to get enrichment done. It is really something that they want to get into. Because they've been saying this for years, and it's due to them being a signatory of the NPT. If they were not a signatory of the NPT, this would not be a conversation, and the Americans would have far greater standing in terms of what they want from the Iranians. But the Iranians, when it comes to even nuclear, they were having an argument just 2 weeks ago, I think 2-3 weeks ago, in the beginning stages of the MOU being signed, where they were having conversations on whether or not, they were having conversations on whether or not even the nuclear of the IAEA, the nuclear investigators could come through. The Iranians were disagreeing whether the Americans say that it's going to happen soon. What are we talking about here? But anyway, let's listen to CNN.
Quote unquote, guarantee the security of ships going through the southern part of the strait. Many ships were passing with their AIS transponders on. A couple of those ships were struck. The U.S. attacked Iran. Iran hit back at U.S. bases in Kuwait and Bahrain. So it's a very volatile situation. But Ghalibaf, the chief Iranian negotiator, to your question, he said, which is the consistent Iranian position, that this new paradigm over Hormuz is their new red line, that this is the critical lever that Iran has, and they want to maintain more control of the Strait of Hormuz after.
You know what's the crazy thing? You know what's the craziest thing, right? It's that the Americans have always known, like Jelly, I hope you're still here, but anyway. But the Americans have always known that they cannot control the Strait of Hormuz. I'm fairly certain there was a paper in the early 2000s that gave great insight on this. Early 2000s paper on the Strait of Hormuz commissioned by the United States. Yeah, 2008 paper. Yeah. Literally, it outlined how Iran could potentially close the strait for a month or more by combining extensive naval minefields with land-based anti-ship cruise missiles. The study highlighted that reopening the strait would require a massive, highly costly and time-consuming military effort by the US Navy. It demonstrated how a disruption would lead to severe immediate spikes in global oil prices and massive economic distress. They always knew this, and they admit this. They admit that they knew that when they went into the entire battle, when they went into Iran, and they commissioned and when they went and they launched Operation Epic Fury, they knew from the jump what was going to happen. Everybody knew. It was a paper circulated in 2008, bro. 2008. Everybody knew this was going to happen. Yet they still went in and did it. What were they expecting? The Trump administration cannot get out of this looking good. They can't. You can't get out of this looking good, because how do you get out of it looking good? By what position do you get out of this looking good? By virtue of what? What do you do that makes you look good exiting this? It doesn't make sense. But Trump repeatedly says they've obliterated the Iranians. It don't make sense. It don't, man. But they keep saying it. Like, I don't know. Anyway, let's continue listening. Let's continue watching.
For this war, meaning they want ships to pass. They want them, however, to pass through their designated route, and they envision to collect fees. They call them service fees to let these ships pass. Now, the MOU says they can't collect fees for 60 days, but that is its cutoff. Even in the MOU that the U.S. agreed to, it says for 60 days they can't collect fees.
Beyond that, though, we do know that there are continued discussions around what's happening in Lebanon. And right now, what's been happening in Lebanon in recent days is continued Israeli strikes in southern Lebanon. Just yesterday, we saw the Israeli military said that they targeted a Hezbollah operative who was near that security area that the Israeli military is staying in right now, occupying in southern Lebanon. The Israeli Prime Minister has maintained that Israeli troops should have the freedom to operate as they see fit against any potential threats in Lebanon. In fact, just yesterday, he visited Israeli troops in southern Lebanon and told them that if you identify any threat to your safety, quote, act, do not wait, act. We are watching as Iran has continued to maintain that a ceasefire and the withdrawal of Israeli troops in Lebanon is absolutely necessary to maintaining the current U.S.-Iran ceasefire and also to advancing a final deal. But there are now kind of conflicting mechanisms, it seems. On the one hand, the agreement between the Israeli and Lebanese governments, which gives Israel a lot more freedom to act in Lebanon as it sees fit. And on the other hand, this kind of broader language that's included in the Memorandum of Understanding, which Iran has interpreted to mean a total ceasefire and the withdrawal of Israeli troops, which is not happening as of yet.
Iran is pushing for the U.S. to release its frozen assets. The Iranian president tells Iran's news agency that based on the plans made, $6 billion will be returned to the country. Now, U.S. officials say no frozen Iranian assets have been released yet. In a statement Monday, a U.S. official said Iranian assets that are released would be used to purchase American agricultural products to feed the Iranian people.
The $6 billion, this is not the fund. This is not a type of money.
Let's just talk about this right now. This doesn't make sense. This doesn't make sense. What is going on here doesn't compute, doesn't make sense, and I'm gonna explain it the best way I can before we wrap it all up. Before the 28th of February, the Strait of Hormuz was operating perfectly fine. Free travel, free flow of oil, free flow of liquefied nitrogen gas. Free. No issues. 28th of February comes, strikes from the Americans and the Israelis, launching Operation Epic Fury and Operation Roaring Lion respectively. right? When that happens, the Strait of Hormuz gets shut. This, however, is a known. The Americans knew that this was going to take place. It is not a new phenomenon. It is not something that came out of the blue, came out of the wazoo. No. There was an 2008 study conducted by an American researcher that literally gave insight that this would happen, even to the degree that there would be hindrances to global oil supply. So the Americans knew this. The Americans also stated this. The Trump administration stated that they knew. Marco Rubio, they all said they had assessments done and they knew what the consequences were going to be when they entered into Iran, right? Understood. You go into the war, you go for the war up until April 16th when the ceasefire happens. But even then, you don't have control over the strait. By admission of Donald Trump, because in the White House he stated and he gave clarification that the issue is that just a small boat traveling through can threaten the security of the strait. It can increase the risk for insurance companies, especially if you add the mines in there as well, right? Okay. Now because of that increased risk, they don't want to move. The ships don't want to move. Why would they want to move? They run the risk of their $1 billion vessel being destroyed. And the $1 billion here does not just refer to the fact of the vessel's value, but it also refers to what the vessel is carrying, but also the future things that the vessel can carry in terms of commodities, right? So they don't want to lose that. They don't want to lose that vessel. It's best to have it rest there for months and weeks, rather than to have it get bombarded and then you lose the entire thing in the bottom of the ocean. Okay. So what does Trump say? Trump says, okay, the Americans, it's obliterated. It's like Yu-Gi-Oh! You ever watch Yu-Gi-Oh? Exodia. Obliterate. That's the kind of situation that he's talking about, right? Okay. C'est la vie. Okay. Obliterate. I don't know how many times you said obliterate, but it's you said it a lot of times. Obliterate. Okay, fine, cool. They obliterated, but they're still causing damage in the strait. So basically, they still have the capacity, right, to cause damage. So you enter now into the MOU. The MOU gives you 60 days, up until August 13th, if I'm not mistaken. During the MOU, you do retaliatory strikes. Why do the Americans do retaliatory strikes? By their own admission, the Iranians had launched drones and attacked vessels. I think they attacked a Singaporean vessel, if I'm not mistaken, or I may have misjudged that. So you do retaliatory strikes and you brag about the retaliatory strikes. Oh yes, we struck them back. Okay, great. But by mere virtue of you having to strike them back, you admit that they strike first, which indicates they have the capacity to cause damage in the strait. Right? Okay. The Iranians are talking with the Omanians, and they're now having discussions about introducing tolls. But they're not calling it tolls. No. They're not allowed to introduce tolls because of international law. So what do? They say, no. We're not introducing tolls. We're introducing services. I mean, it's a service rendered. You traveling through the strait, right? You traveling through the strait. And now we need to provide you service so that you can travel through. We need to charge you for that. Makes sense, right? But they weren't doing that before the 28th of February. Right? Then the Iranians go on little trips to Oman. They go on trips to Oman to convince the Omanians to also join them on this. And the Omanians seriously considered it. I think they have pushed for it. I'm not too sure. Again, something that wasn't there before the 28th of February. So, in every sense, you have created a worse situation for insurance companies. You have created a worse situation for the oil market. You have essentially increased the cost for vessels. So exactly how are you winning? Again, the Iranians, they can play a long game. They know that Trump has the midterms coming up. Now Trump's saying he doesn't care about the midterms. He don't care. He's in no hurry. He said literally, wallah, he said he's not in a hurry. He's not in a hurry. not in a hurry. But he's also stated, and his administration has stated, they don't like elongated wars. They don't like elongated conflicts because they continuously reference the Iraq War and Afghanistan as examples of what not to do. J.D. Vance literally went to a naval base this week and referenced those wars as failures and how people weren't learning properly from the past. I don't think he learned properly from the past because he didn't learn about the 2008 research paper. Right? And I don't understand what they thought was going to happen. I really don't. I don't even understand how they expect to come out looking good. I don't understand. Because at a certain point, even even the staunchest Republican can't listen to obliterate, and then still listen to the fact next week, oh yes, we had to do retaliatory strikes because they struck us. But I thought they were obliterated. No. They are obliterated. The Navy's in the bottom of the ocean, but they can still launch drones. Asymmetrical warfare is an uphill battle. It is the bane of the American military. The American military is, as Trump mentioned, one of the it is the strongest military on God's green earth. And by virtue of it being 2026, it is the strongest military in by virtue of human history and it being 2026 modern times, it is the strongest military in human history. But what does that matter when you cannot beat a bunch of Iranians on a boat? You cannot beat them when they lay the mines. So again, how are you coming out of this looking good? And the answer to that is, you don't come out of it looking good. You don't. The best bet you get is for you get the Iranians to completely relinquish their nuclear ambitions. But good luck with that. Because the Iranians are signatories of the Non-Proliferation Treaty of Nuclear Weapons. Which means by virtue of Article 4, they have the inalienable right to seek nuclear enrichment for civil purposes. So how are you going to force him to relinquish that inalienable right? I need answers. Somebody give me the answers. What do I need to do? Because you see, we are literally watching this on stream. We are watching the Americans and we are watching Fox News justify everything. But they can't give us an answer as to how Trump gets out of this looking good. And I need to know. I need to be educated. Somebody needs to enlighten me. I need wisdom. Provide to me the wisdom, people, please. Anyway, I'm going to play I'm just going to continue playing this. I'm going to go refill my water bottle and we'll continue the stream.
Killed nearly 2,000 people in Iran. Earlier today, Israel's defense minister said Israeli attacks on Iran will escalate and expand. Meanwhile, President Trump's extended his deadline for Iran to fully reopen the Strait of Hormuz. Trump is now threatening to obliterate Iran's power plants on April 6 if the strait isn't reopened. Trump claimed talks with Iran are going well. This is Trump speaking during Thursday's cabinet meeting.
They now have a chance to make a deal, but that's up to them. And they'll tell you, we're not negotiating. We will not negotiate. Of course they're negotiating. They've been obliterated. Who wouldn't negotiate? They are begging to make a deal. We'll see if we can make the right deal. And if they make the right deal, then the strait will open up. Hormuz Strait will open up.
Iran has repeatedly denied it's engaging in direct talks with the U.S. Earlier today, Iran's Foreign Minister Abbas Araghchi said friendly countries have conveyed